What's up, guys? Welcome back to another shop update video. I'm going to show you a bit of everything I'm doing over the next week or so, starting with Chris's truck. So this has not been on the channel yet, but I've done some work on this truck in the past. This is a nice Gen 1 Raptor, and it's here for shocks through the bed. So a couple years ago it came here and I did this bed cage. At least I think it was a couple years ago. It's kind of dark so you can't really see it right now, but I'll show it later in the video when the thing is done. It's basically the production bed cage I make for a Gen 1 Raptor, but with the tire carrier added onto it. So if you go to my website, offseasonfabrication.com, you can find the production bed cage and you'll see how we added a tire to it. But anyway, he didn't have shocks at the time, so he wanted the bed cage done. So we did the bed cage. Now he has shocks for it. So we have some ADS 4.0 by 16s that are gonna go on. That should be pretty cool. I really don't have experience with ADS shocks, but about to put those on. I also have a set of ADSs coming in the mail tomorrow that I'm going to rebuild and revalve for somebody, so I'm going to learn about them real quick. Yeah, one thing I really like about this truck, check out this bumper. I installed this Missoula bumper on this truck, and we did like a whole hidden hitch deal, which is probably too dark to see, but there's a whole structure under here. It's really cool. I really like how that came out. But anyway, let's get started on this thing. Alright, we're back. It's day 2 now. Got the shocks pulled off last night, and now I need to get rid of the stock shock mounts. So for these upper mounts, I like to cut these flush with the frame and then plate over it and make it look nice. We gotta get rid of these down here as well. Gotta get rid of this. Then we can cut holes in the bed and start mocking the shocks up and get our new axle tabs in place. So let's start cutting stuff up. Okay, I got that cut off the frame and grinded flush now. It's not the prettiest looking thing right now, but after I plate over it, it'll be looking good. And if anybody's wondering if you can do that without a plasma cutter, yes, you can. I've done it in the past with an angle grinder, cutoff wheel, and a Sawzall too, but it's definitely more of a pain in the ass to use those tools instead of the plasma. Anyway, let's go cut some plates out. Well guys, I can't say I've ever had this happen before, but I just dragged my little plasma cutting table out and was getting ready to cut out a plate to weld onto there, and we lost power. So it's 7 p.m. right now. Toledo Edison, which is our electric provider, says their estimated time for it to come back on is 11. So I think I can't work anymore tonight. All I can do is drink the beer I have in my fridge before it gets warm. Hopefully we'll continue this tomorrow night. Alright, we're back. We have power. It's day 3. Let's get some stuff done. Alright, I got that plate done. Next, I'm gonna cut holes in the bed, get rid of the axle tabs down here, and I gotta do the same thing on the other side, and then we can start mocking up the shocks. Alright, so the frame plating is done where the shock tabs used to be. Holes are cut through the bed. Oops, sorry, the GoPro died. Axle tabs are on there. Now, I need to paint everything and it can get final assembled. Okay, so I got the shocks bolted on now. Got it dripped out on the driveway. Just put nitrogen in the shocks. The leafs are limiting the down travel on this particular setup, not the shocks, so I'm not gonna worry about straps on this. Let's put it back together. All right, guys, this thing is all done now. It's all back together. Chris is coming to pick it up today. This turned out really cool. This is the first truck I have ever put 4-inch shocks on, and as far as I know, it's the first bed cage I've built that has 4.0s on it as well. So that's cool. I'm sure he'll be really happy with it. Looks awesome. Now that that's done, let's move on to the next thing, which is some more ADS shocks. So these are a 3.0x16 bypass off the back of a Raptor. Guy put them on the truck and says they're just too soft. So he sent me some videos. I agree. In the jump video he sent me, it really blew through the travel and just went straight to bump stop, even with the tall compression adjuster maxed out. And it looks super loose through the whoops too. So I'm not really surprised. It's a 3.0, and all my buddies with 3.0s, we've had to add some valving to them to get them to work good enough with how hard we're driving at the dunes. Okay, cool. My spanner wrench fits, so that's a good start. That was easy. I think these are brand new. Lots of threads. Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. The dust cap is not part of the end cap there. It's built into the seal head. Okay. Let's let the air out and push this thing in. See if my tool will work on this. Okay, we have a kind of snap ring that does not use snap ring pliers. That did the trick. See, that kind of snap ring. Piston and valving and everything looks a lot like a Fox or a King, which I would expect it to look very similar. Really? No! Oh! Alright, so I already measured the rebound stack, which I have right here on top of the piston. These are all 0.10 thickness, and then our compression stack is all 0.15 thickness. So what we're probably going to do here, because he wants to increase valving, compression, and rebound, we're probably going to switch compression to an 0.20 stack and switch rebound to maybe this stack, actually. We might be able to reuse this stack. I'll have to check the diameters. But we might be able to swap this stack to the rebound side and then only buy shims for the compression side. I will get with the owner of the truck, see what he wants to do, but now that it's apart, we can order parts for it. And in about a week or so, we'll be putting these things back together with new seals and new valving. All right, guys, we're back. It's been about a week, and the parts have showed up. So I got 2 gallons of oil here from ADS, 2 seal kits, and 2 stacks of valving here for the compression side. These are 0.20 thickness instead of the 0.15 it had in it. I'm going to swap the 0.15 onto the rebound side, change all the seals, and we're going to put these things back together. Excuse the mess. I've started working on the outboard for Caleb's new boat, so I got parts kind of everywhere right now, but yeah, let's get these shocks back together. right, I got all the piston valving changed over to what we wanted to do. Got all the seals in the seal head changed. Everything is cleaned up. Got the seals in the reservoir and the piston in here, and everything is changed that needed to be changed. So it's time to fill these up with oil now and put them back together. This was my first time doing ADS shocks, and I figured they'd be very similar to Fox and King, and they are. There's a couple differences I noticed, like I had to buy the special wrench, right, for the end caps here. They thread on these instead of using a snap ring like a Fox or a King. And then the seal head was a bit different, especially with this long threaded portion and the built-in dust cap out at the end. But overall, very similar. They're achieving the same thing. They're doing the same thing, really. So let's get these things back together.
Baby, you know that I am gone. Who am I convincing other than myself? Reevaluating the current situation gives me hesitation, burns my insides. Well done, but love remains. Nothing's changed. Fake again, fake the end. Love remains still the same. Try and try again.
Alright guys, I got both these shocks done now, pressure tested them, cleaned them up, they're back in the box. I just have to finish packaging them up and they can get shipped out back to their owner. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.